Hello and good morning, everyone. I'm currently at the airport of the city of Podgorica in Montenegro, which is the capital city of Montenegro. And I'm not here out of coincidence. Today is a big day for the Montenegrin aviation because today is the day they're getting back a national airline. If you didn't know, the country's national airline, Montenegro Airlines, went bankrupt because of the COVID-19 crisis, and today they're actually getting a new national airline under the name of Air Montenegro. The airline currently only has one E195, which is painted in, well, it doesn't have a livery, so they have at least E195 in an all-white livery. And this morning they're going to be flying it to Belgrade as part of their inaugural passenger flight. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Air Montenegro has to offer for its inaugural flight, and we'll see if it has the quality to be this beautiful country's national airline. Okay, let's go check in and find out. Air Montenegro is quite generous when it comes to baggage, as it allows you to bring one free checked luggage of up to 23 kilograms on their base fare. Overall, the check-in process went smoothly, except for the moment where the agent wasn't sure if I was allowed to enter Serbia as a Canadian citizen. I have to admit that at this moment I started to worry that I wouldn't be able to make it, as it wouldn't have been the first time that I was refused check-in for an international flight. But after a quick 5 minutes chat with the Air Montenegro counter employees, I was good to go. With my ticket in hand, I sighed in relief as I walked towards the security checkpoint. Here at Podgorica, it seems to be very efficient, as I was through in a matter of minutes despite how relatively busy it was. After clearing the X-ray and gathering my stuff, I headed towards the gate 1 and 2 for boarding. When I arrived at the gate, I waited about 20 minutes before the employees let us board the plane with a slight 10 minutes delay. The boarding process was quite chaotic. There were no specific zones to call first, not even business passengers. It was basically a free-for-all. Now this is not special to Air Montenegro, as I've pretty much witnessed this all around the Balkans with many different airlines, but it would have been nice if Air Montenegro did the effort of doing it differently. Anyways, I soon made it outside where we would walk to the aircraft. Podgorica Airport does not have any jetway, so no matter what airline you're flying, it's guaranteed to be boarded via air stairs, which was very welcome on this day, as I could get nice footage of this all-white E195 Yalar, which was delivered to the original Montenegro Airlines back in 2008, making it 13 years old at the time of filming. Seat 21A will be our spot for today's flight. Once seated, I found pretty much all the usual amenities I'd expect from a full-fare airline. Decent legroom, a large seat pocket, a sturdy tray table, air vents and reading lights, and of course, recline. The only thing that was missing was a power outlet. Once settled, I couldn't help but notice this hilarious looking tractor as we fired up the engines and taxied out of our stand.
Carry out the final check, thanks for your attention, and wish you enjoyable flight with Air Montenegro.
Next to us, you can notice a German Airways A190, which happens to be Air Montenegro's second temporary aircraft under dry lease. Soon enough, we were ready for Air Montenegro's first ever takeoff, marking the beginning of a new chapter for this country's aviation sector. Knowing how short the flight is, I rushed to the bathroom immediately after seatbelt sign turned off in order to get some footage. The bathroom turns out to be very clean, with everything working out as you'd expect. Alright, so first takeoff for this airline, very successful, on-time departure. A little bumpy on the way out, but that's normal because Podgorica is like settled in the mountains. So every time you take off, there's obviously going to be a lot of turbulence most of the time. But yeah, so far it's going great despite the blank livery on the aircraft. In the inside, I find very clean, very professional. The uniforms are professional for the flight attendants. Yeah, so far I have nothing bad to say about the airline. Yeah. When going through the seat pockets content, I found pretty much all the basics, minus an in-flight magazine. There was an air sickness bag, and a safety card, which interestingly seemed to wear Air Montenegro's previously suggested name to Montenegro, before they changed it to something a little more professional. I thought this was a nice reminder of how quickly this airline was put together. In addition to this, there was also a COVID-19 safety measures card, which was the first time I'd ever seen this on an airplane. As we started our descent towards Belgrade, the flight attendants came around to offer snacks and drinks. We got a dry fruit breakfast bar and a small bottle of water, very similar to what Air Serbia is offering. After arriving bang on time in Belgrade, we were met with the fire team for the traditional water salute. This was my first time ever experiencing this, so it was pretty cool.
Iz razloga posebnog protokola na prvom komercijalnom letu Air Montenegra, due to special request on our first commercial flight, we kindly ask the passenger to remain seated until our special guest deboards the aircraft through the door. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Once we parked, the media and executives left the aircraft first by the back of the plane, and us, normal passengers, made it out of the front door about 5 minutes later. we've made it in Serbia. I've been told that I need to like have a PCR test, but that's weird because I came here like 3 days ago and they didn't ask for a test. But I've been told that I'm allowed to enter without if I stay for like 12 hours. So honestly, it's kind of strange. But at least we're here. In fact, at the moment of editing this video, I had crossed into Serbia 4 times within 2 weeks. According to the Serbian regulations, I would have needed a PCR test in order to enter. But interestingly enough, I was only asked 2 out of 4 times to present a test. But even then, they let me enter anyway, saying I had either 24 or 12 hours to stay. Makes me feel like the measures aren't really enforced, which is a nice break from Canada, honestly. Alright guys, so we're back to the caravel of Yacht Airways here in the museum. I'm back here in Belgrade, and now I think I cannot come to Belgrade without a visit to the caravel anymore. I think this is going to be my new tradition. Just look at how beautiful it is. It's a mixture of it's like mixing up communism and French aviation. You end up with this. I love it. Anyways, to conclude Air Montenegro, the flight was perfect. You know, it left on time, it arrived on time in Belgrade. Everything was perfect. You know, the service, the flight attendants were polite. The boarding was a bit chaotic, but I've noticed that it's pretty much chaotic no matter the airline around in the Balkans. So the service was similar to Air Serbia. So I have a hard time imagining how the airline would compete with Air Serbia, except maybe for the fact that their tickets are a bit cheaper than Air Serbia. One-way ticket from Podgorica to Belgrade is 98 Canadian dollars, and on Air Serbia it's around 110 Canadian dollars. So you know, there's like a $12 difference. But also, I was kind of disappointed about the lack of festivities. You know, it is the national airline of a country that is starting flights. You know, it should be something to celebrate. But other than like executives and news outlets, there wasn't much festivities. You know, we had the water salute, but there was like no, how do you call it? You know how in the United States they give out some diplomas or stuff like that to commemorate the flight? There was nothing like that. There was no celebration. There was no speech by the CEO. It felt like a regular flight. So I'm a bit disappointed by that. But that wouldn't affect the service of the airline, which itself is pretty good. Alright, so I guess that's it with the video. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure that you subscribe. Consider subscribing, comment, like, whatever you do when you like a video. If you want to see more content like this, you can follow the channel, you can follow my social medias, and hopefully I can take you along virtually on trips like these around the world. There's more to come, much more to come, and looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Alright, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.